In this video, we will explore the interface for Adobe Photoshop. If this is your first time using this version of Photoshop, you may want to follow along. Let's begin by exploring the home screen. When you launch Photoshop, you'll notice you have various options at your fingertips. You can import images from Lightroom, open a recently modified document, or even create a brand new document. You can also click the Learn button to access helpful Photoshop tutorials. The home screen also displays your files in a list or in a thumbnail view, providing you access to all of your Creative Cloud files. Next, let's create a new document. Select New File on the home screen. You will be given different options, including Recent, Saved, Photo, Print, Art and Illustration, Web, Mobile, and Film and Video. Directly to the right of the presets is an area called Preset Details, which gives you more information about the preset as you click on it. You can use this area to customize a preset or create something new. For this lesson, we will select the Print Media Letter preset. You will notice that the document is set to a portrait orientation with dimensions of 8.5 by 11 inches and 300 pixels per inch, or PPI for short. The document is also set to RGB color mode with a white background. You can leave the artboard selection unchecked for this lesson as we will not need it. Lastly, click Create to open your document. Now that we are in our workspace, your default settings should be set to Essentials. If not, we can do this by clicking Window, Workspace, Essentials. You will notice that different workspace settings reconfigure the interface. If you want, take a minute to pause here and explore the various settings and configurations. Okay, making sure your workspace is set to Essentials, let's examine some of our interface features. In the top right-hand corner, you will see the Share button. This button allows you to invite others to view and edit your work. Next to the Share button is a magnifying glass icon. This feature is Photoshop's in-app search function. You can look for files, tutorials, shortcuts, or even photos from Adobe stock here. Lastly, you will notice there is an additional way to access your workspace through the Workspace icon. Let's dive into the 5 key areas of the workspace, starting with the center of attention, the document window, also known as the canvas. This is where all the magic happens. On the left, you'll see the toolbar. The toolbar is where you can select various tools to work with. When you select a tool, pay attention to the tool options bar at the top. For example, if you choose the brush tool, you can control the diameter size of the brush, type of brush, etc. This bar will change depending on the tool you've chosen, offering you specific options for that tool. On the right-hand side, you will see panels. Within these panels, you'll find the layers which are essential for organizing your work. While there is much to explore, let's focus mainly on the selection of tools to the left. Notice the small arrow at the bottom of each tool. This arrow indicates that there are more tools nested within one another. You can access these additional tools by right-clicking and holding the tool. It's like Toolception. Understanding these essential elements is the key to mastering your workspace. Mind you, depending on what you're working on or how you like to work, you can change the order and layout as you see fit. Photoshop has a bunch of presets for workspace layouts, but you can also create your own. We've reviewed the interface and how to create a document. Now let's open an existing image file. If you still need to, download your Lecture 1 file now. This will be the file we will be working with. Remember, you can't open a zip file in Photoshop. You must first extract the JPEG files inside. You can do this by opening the zip file downloaded to your computer and then loading its contents into Photoshop. Once you've extracted your file, select File, Open, and then navigate to the border_half-pipe image. Select Open. Whenever you open an existing document or image in Photoshop, always check the Layers panel. Unless it's a PSD file, which this image is not, you should only see one layer, Background. If you are using the Essentials workspace, you should see your Layers panel in the lower right of your screen. If you don't, go to Window and select Layers. You can show or hide any Photoshop panel from the Window menu. Now let's talk about pixels or picture elements. Before we start, press the Z key on your keyboard to activate your zoom tool. Your cursor will turn into a magnifying glass with a plus sign. This icon means that you can now zoom into the border half-pipe image. Click your mouse to zoom in and keep clicking until you see square blocks. These blocks are called pixels. Digital photos are made up of these pixels. You can't see the pixels when the photo is viewed at normal size. The word pixel is short for picture element. Understanding these pixels is fundamental to working with digital images. Great job! Now that you understand pixels, you can start manipulating images.